Hey guys, we just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of give you an update. Obviously, there's been a lot going on. We've produced a video earlier to kind of give you the sense for the macro view. I want to maybe narrow this one down more specifically to what's going on at CURT, some of the decisions we made, why we made those decisions, and kind of give you the lay of the land as we see it at this point in time. Listen, I've walked around, talked to a lot of people over the last many days, obviously, and I get the tension that we have, essentially across the company. That tension has probably been elevated recently because of some of the decisions that were made at the different local government levels. We currently have 4 of our facilities that are under some order of stay at home or in shelter, whatever you want to call it. So we have a 5th one now, but we have Eau Claire, of course, as of Wednesday morning, I think it was. We had 2 facilities or 2 warehouses in Dallas and the one in Wixom in the Detroit area that were under an order as of Monday or Tuesday morning, midnight, I should say. And then recently, I think Seattle have also declared an order to stay home. And so, we've made some decisions. I just wanted to take a few minutes to explain to you the reasons we made the decisions that we made, and kind of give you a sense for where this is all going to be going moving forward. So first of all, our first criteria for all decisions we made, I can assure you, is based upon the safety and the comfort of all of our employees, okay? I will tell you on the outset that nobody is going to be forced to be in our offices or in our facilities at this point in time. You could argue that we took a little bit of time to get to where we're at because we've been gathering information. We've been reviewing that information, trying to understand what are the things that we should do, what are the things that we need to do, and again, in the respect of the needs of our people, both, of course, on the safety side, but also we have to be mindful of the financial responsibilities that we have to you guys, because we are somewhat responsible for the livelihood of about, give and take, 1,000 families out there, and we take that responsibility extremely seriously. So based upon what was said, what was decided by the governments in recent days, there is this concept that they call the essential services that need to be maintained. When the order came out in Dallas and Wixom on Monday, we immediately made the decision to interrupt our operations in those facilities because we didn't want to play games without knowing exactly what the information meant. And so I spent a lot of time on Monday evening myself and most of Tuesday with our legal department. We were literally flooded by a long list of letters from our customers that were saying, you guys have to stay open. We intend to maintain our business because we do provide essential services to a lot of our customers. Not all of you are involved with each of those components, but we sell components to fleet applications. Some of them go on delivery trucks of, supporting a bunch of companies that are out there. Some of them go to emergency vehicles, fire trucks, ambulances, and whatnot. And so it is difficult for us to segregate each component of our operation and say we're going to operate this area and we won't operate that one. And so in light of all that, following a lot of in-depth conversations with our legal department, we concluded that we probably should consider ourselves an essential service at this point in time, and decided to maintain the operations of our facilities to the extent that it is going to, number one, respect the law, obviously respect the guidance of our government, and also in light of whatever the customer demand is going to be, which I can tell you right now, that's going to evolve. We don't anticipate that demand is going to be maintained at the current levels that we've seen. We've actually been doing quite well. I will tell you that January and February were great months for our company. Things were really going very, very well. March was strong in the early days, and then of course we've seen a little bit of slowing down in the last week and a half, give and take. So we've taken all those elements into consideration. We made the decision that we would maintain our operations again for as long a period of time as it's going to make sense. And those scenarios are going to evolve as we move forward. One thing I will say that we absolutely need to maintain, and I want everybody to be disciplined for that, is respecting the suggestions that came out from CDC and WHO of, this whole social distancing concept. We will continue to offer to people that can work from home that they continue to do so for as long as it's going to be, frankly, realistic to do so, and as long as it's going to be necessary to do so. We're not going to get out of this situation in the next 2 weeks, okay? It's going to take a little bit more time, and so I insist and really want to strongly recommend that we all maintain that part of it, no matter whether you're working from here, working from home, in your private life, interacting with others in social settings, just keep that to as few opportunities as possible. We expect demand to slow down. So we're offering to everybody at this point, to the extent, and I'm not going to say there's no exception. There may be exceptions where we can't necessarily send somebody home for whatever reason, and you have my word that we're going to limit that as hard as we can. But we're going to keep the people that want to stay here. I do anticipate demand is going to slow down. So it is not going to affect our business. If some of you decide that they're not comfortable, they prefer to go home, particularly in the plants, in the warehouses, we are going to accommodate that. So just let the HR department know that they're going to process you, or you're essentially going to be considered to be on layoff, and hopefully we have enough people to keep going and support the demand that we see out there. But again, I expect that demand to decline, and so even those of you that say we want to stay, it is very likely that we're going to have to go through partial layoffs as we go through the next few days and weeks, and again, how long that's going to last is still an unknown. So make sure you talk to HR. We're going to do the adjustments and support you in the process of transitioning to whatever you want to do. At this point, I've been asked by a lot of people, how long do you think it's going to last? I have, no firm idea. My opinion, when I look at the data we have, and, we talk to a lot of people, obviously, I think we have to plan for at least 4 weeks of really hardship situation. I don't know if it's going to start getting better after that. I'm pretty convinced that it's going to be at least that long before we can think of any stability. And hopefully from that point on, once we reach stability, hopefully things are going to get better. One of the things I want to say is every day we hear through the news the number of cases that have been recognized as growing. I'm convinced that part of it is because the infection continues to spread, no question about it. But we also have to keep in mind that a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, the number of people being tested was pretty constrained because the hospitals didn't have enough tests to evaluate everybody. And so we got to keep in mind that a lot of the people that are being considered, as being infected now might have been for a little bit of time, and until they were tested, nobody could confirm. So we do expect that number to continue to grow. It may grow, exponentially. I don't know, certainly for at least a relatively short period of time. We'll keep monitoring what the situation is going to be, and we will adjust our decisions moving forward as it's going to make the most sense and we deem it appropriate. I have personally been in contact with the LCI leadership team every single day for the last 2 weeks, essentially. We have created a committee at the higher level of the company. There's 7 of us, and so we talk once a day. We kind of report what we see, how our teams are feeling. Overall, I'm extremely happy to report we have a little more than 10,000 employees, I think, at the LCI level. We do not have a confirmed case in any of our facilities at this point in time around the world, which is frankly a very, very good result. And we certainly hope that we'll maintain that record, for the next period of time. So we're taking all the necessary precautions. We're insisting that everybody does at all level. So far, I'm very happy to report that it's working, and I certainly hope that we're going to get through this with nobody being hurt, nobody being affected. And I can't wait for the celebration we're going to have once we're through with all that. We will continue to keep you informed through our website and all the other vehicles that we have through management and whatnot. We're trying to be as visible as we can. We're trying to interact with as many people as we can within the restrictions that we have to not, get large groups in a conference room. And so last couple of days up here in Eau Claire, I've been able to spend good quality time getting some feedback from people, essentially having the conversation I'm having this morning with hopefully all of you looking at this. And so we intend to continue to maintain good communication with everybody and making sure that we tell you why we're making the decisions we're making and what we're going to do next and how it's going to affect everybody's lives moving forward. Again, be very careful on the personal front. Use judgment in your personal life, right? What applies here, social distancing, applies in everything that we do. I've mentioned to everybody, these are unpredictable times. There may be some real tough hardship ahead of us. On the financial side, I really encourage you to be careful. It's important to stay healthy, but I've seen what financial distress does to families as well. And so please be extremely cautious in how you're going to spend your money in the next period of time. There are all kinds of opportunities and deals out there, but I would strongly recommend against going out and contracting a debt right now, because frankly, we don't know. I'm hopeful that we're all going to have a good job and soon everybody's going to be back to work, but we don't know until we're going to know. So please be very, very careful as we move forward. So our goal through all this is to offer a safe place to work, keep our people comfortable. I do believe that we need to maintain the trust, both sides, and so we're going to work really hard on that. We make the decisions we make. It's easy to criticize everybody. This is not an exact science. We are not going through something that's written in the recipe book, and so we're doing everything that we can. And frankly, I'm very, very proud of the way at the LCI level, at the CURT level, we've been handling things at this point in time, given how fast the situation has been changing. Just be safe. Trust us to do the right things for everybody, and hopefully we're going to come back soon, and everybody's going to be back in normal life again, and the company is going to have enough financial capabilities, which at this point we believe we do, so that we can offer you a good job coming out of this thing and financial stability moving forward. Stay safe. Thank you very, very much for your trust. Thank you very, very much for everything you do in supporting the company through these times. I trust 100% we're going to get through this. We're going to be just fine. Take care.